Good evening. Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Princeton Public Schools Board of Education Organization Meeting for 2017. And I would like to inform everyone who our three new board candidates are, after November 8th election, Debbie Braunfield. Debbie, if you wouldn't mind standing up. William Hare and Gregory Stankiewicz. And at this time, what I will do is I'll read the oath of office and ask you all to read it out loud, at which point then you can take seats and become a part of the Board of Education. So if we would like to begin together. You can come forward. So
If they want to go to the microphone.
you can go to the microphone, you can kind of
stand around
turn
the
to the
podium.
camera and your families can see you.
Am I gonna need my reading glasses for this?
Maybe. Sorry.
Got more online?
The font comes in one size only.
Want to come in?
Yes. Which way are we facing?
Watch the cords. Okay.
Just start.
I state your name.
I, Debbie
William
Braunfeld,
Do
solemnly
solemnly swear
do
that I
solemnly
will support the Constitution of the United States
and
and
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state, under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Debbie
William
Braunfeld, do
do
solemnly
solemnly
swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Okay, welcome. Yes. Congratulations. Any seat that doesn't have a warm body in it, you're welcome to sit in.
All right.
They have them in their hands.
Yeah.
We are on the ball. Okay, now that we have a full Board of Education, I will call the roll. Betsy Calber-Baglio, absent. Debbie Braunfield? Here. Braunfeld? Sorry, Braunfeld? Here. Says Feld, sorry. Justin Doran?
Here.
Bill, do you want to go by Bill or William?
Bill's perfect.
Bill Hare?
Here.
Daphne Kendall?
Here.
Fern Sproul?
Here.
Greg or Gregory?
Greg's fine.
Greg Stankiewicz?
Here.
Patrick Sullivan?
Here.
Connie Witter?
Here.
And it looks like our two students are not present this evening. Okay. Thank you all for joining us. Our next bit of business, I want to note that the Board of Education acknowledges and accepts the rules of parliamentary procedures for conducting public meetings. Also, I'd like to announce that the appointment of the board secretary, Stephanie Kennedy, the Board of Education appoints the board secretary as temporary chair, that would be me, to conduct the election of officers. So at this time, we will start the election of the officer for the position of president. So I'd like to make sure I didn't miss any other steps here. Okay. I'd like to call for nominations for the position of president. Justin. Okay, we got a Justin and Fern.
You need that live? Sorry, I'd like to nominate Pat Sullivan.
Okay. Do I hear any further nominations at this time for president? Okay, hearing no other nominations, I will ask for a motion to close the nominations. Connie? Connie?
Yes.
Connie, and a second? Okay, Daphne. Okay, I'd like to take a roll call vote for, oops, sorry, wrote the wrong name down there. Oh, well, sure. Would you want me to, I'll call the roll for it first. I'd like to call the roll for Patrick Sullivan to become the next president of the Princeton Public Schools Board of Education. Betsy's absent. Debbie Braunfeld,
Yes.
Justin Doran,
Yes.
Bill Hare,
Yes.
Daphne Kendall,
Yes.
Vern Sproul,
Yes.
Greg Stankiewicz,
Yes.
Patrick Sullivan.
Abstain. No, just kidding. Yes.
And Connie Witter.
Yes.
Okay. Unanimous. Okay. Now you go, Connie.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be nominated by all of you. I have such respect for this board, and it's great to do what I can to help out. In terms of the next item on our agenda is the nomination for vice president, and so I'd like to call for any nominations for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Betsy Baglio.
And I would nominate Daphne Kendall.
Well, we need a.
Oh, sorry, a second?
Second for Betsy?
Second?
Okay, and then, go ahead, you're up.
And I will nominate Daphne Kendall.
I'll second.
Actually,
And can we have any other nominations? May we have a motion to close nominations?
I motion to close nominations.
And a second? Thank you, Justin. Before we vote, I'd just like to say a few words about Daphne and why I'm supporting her for vice president. I've known Daphne for, I think, 2 years now. Maybe it's just 2 years. We've worked together closely on the Student Achievement Committee. One of the things that I really respect about Daphne is her passion for fairness, above all. All of her comments, I think, are always thinking about every constituency in our district. She cares for children. She cares for teachers. She cares for the people whose voices aren't always heard. And another thing I respect about her is that she's very active. Daphne goes above and beyond the call of duty every day. She is, even when she wasn't on the Student Achievement Committee, she showed up to those meetings. On other things where it's completely voluntary, whether it's attending student events or community events, you can find Daphne there. She puts in the time, and again, that shows her passion for both our children and the cause of education. And she's active in the community. I think she knows probably multiples of numbers of people relative to me. She seems to know everybody. If she ever wanted to run for sheriff, she'd win. She knows a lot of people and is always talking to people, is always listening. So I think I can't think of a better person who can help us in the years ahead in terms of moving all the difficult things that we have on our agenda this year. And I just would want to point out one thing. Betsy Baglio couldn't be here tonight. As a mother of students in the district, she's home with her kids who have the flu tonight, and so she couldn't be here. But Daphne, Betsy, and I have talked a lot about working together jointly in the years ahead. I have big shoes to fill from the time that I worked for Tim Quinn and then with Andrea Spalla, who spent, Andrea especially, hours and hours getting into all aspects of being a school board president. I'm simply not going to have the time to do the job the way that Andrea did, and I'm going to need help. And so I reached out to Betsy and Daphne to talk about a way that the three of us, who I think probably among us have probably the most time to focus on things, that we would work together closely. And the arrangement that we arrived at was that initially we thought maybe we'll have 2 vice presidents and that we'll all work together very jointly on things. That doesn't really work from a statutory point of view. So what we agreed was that we would sort of share the vice presidency over a period of years, starting with Daphne, and then hopefully, if everybody's still amenable to that, that Betsy would step into that role in year 2. And that third person in this triumvirate would have another title, which we will have to create at some other meeting, whether it's head of committees or some title that represents the fact that they're involved in a lot of the day-to-day running of board matters. And so the idea is that the 3 of us will work together jointly and that Daphne would step in year 1 to be vice president. So that's a very long introduction, but that's the arrangement that we came up with. I'm very happy to be working with Daphne and support her 100% for this job.
Okay, the president can't nominate, I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
So
You can tell I'm new at this. So-
someone has to nominate Daphne.
I nominate Daphne.
Okay, someone has to second it.
Second.
All right, thank you. Okay. Didn't want to interrupt you in the middle, but.
Get used to it.
Okay, so first we're going to take a vote for Betsy, because that was a nomination, so we have to take a vote for Betsy Baglio. Since that name was first, we'll call that first. So Betsy's absent. Debbie? Okay. Justin Doran?
Yes.
Okay. Bill Hare?
No.
Okay. Daphne Kendall?
Yes.
Fern Sproul?
Sorry.
This is for Betsy. Go ahead, you can change your, I didn't move on yet. No, okay. Fern Sproul?
Yes.
This is for Betsy, just to
I'm
clarify.
sorry, no.
No. Okay,
Okay.
okay. And then Greg Stankiewicz?
No.
Patrick Sullivan?
No.
And Connie Witter?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now I can take the roll call vote for Daphne Kendall as Vice President of the Princeton Public Schools Board of Education. Debbie Bronfeld?
Yes.
Justin Doran?
No.
Bill Hare?
Yes.
Daphne Kendall?
Yes.
Fern Sproul?
Yes.
Gregory Stankiewicz?
Yes.
Patrick Sullivan?
Yes.
And Connie Witter?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations.
Pat, now that that's been done, can I ask for a little bit of clarity around what it is that was discussed in terms of this additional position that's been or going to be created? And is there a precedent for that?
Sure, not that I know of. The idea was that, given my time constraints and the availability of Betsy and Daphne, who are both experienced and have the time to do things, that I would need some help to do some of the things that ordinarily a board president like our last one might be able to do on their own. And so, again, this came out of the idea of being 2 vice presidents who help out, being statutorily not feasible. We, of course, have to bring it to you for a decision, but the idea would be for Betsy, being the third person, to create some title for her that represents her higher level of commitment and time and effort to things. So it's something for a future agenda, and I think that Stephanie had some ideas, but we'll have to talk it through at our meeting on the 24th. So that's it.
Daphne, I don't in any way want my no vote does not reflect on the work that you've done, the tremendous input that you've given to the board in your first year, and just the on-the-ground hustle and getting into the weeds that has really been quite a pleasant surprise in all of the things that you've done. I'm just supporting Betsy. So good luck. Congratulations.
And if I may, Stephanie, on behalf of Patrick Sullivan, with the whole setup here that we're getting ready to go into now, which is different, but it's the whole idea of taking on leadership. I've been working with Pat for 2 years. I especially like working with him on the Student Achievement Committee, with the leadership on that and the way we're able to dig down deep to try to make a change. I just want to say I'm happy at where we're going. We're not quite sure, but we know we want to go in the right direction. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fern. Okay, so we're going to turn to the Code of Ethics, which we do annually. And the way we've done this in the past is sort of a round robin. And maybe if we'll just start with Greg, if I can ask each board member to read one entry, which is in your agenda, out loud into the microphone, and that way we'll pass it around the entire.
Just so everyone is aware, the board by regulation is required to speak about the Code of Ethics publicly. So this is how our board has always approached it. Thank you.
Thanks.
I will uphold and enforce all laws, rules, and regulations of the State Board of Education and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about only through legal and ethical procedures.
I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the individual needs of all children, regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board actions to policy making, planning, and appraisal. I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who have been affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are run well.
I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interests or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools, which if disclosed would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all other matters, I will provide accurate information and, in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its schools.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
And back to you, Greg.
I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
I will refer to all complaints to the Chief Administrative Office and will act on the complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution.
Okay, thank you. Are there any comments or discussion on or questions on the board, on the Code of Ethics? Okay, Stephanie, then no action required? No action. Okay. Then we move to item A9, committees. And sometimes we announce them at this meeting, other times we announce them at the next meeting, but we've had discussion with all of the board members, and so happy tonight to announce the organization of our committees. Facilities Committee will be run by Daphne Kendall as chair, and additional members, Fern Spruill, Patrick Sullivan, Justin Duran. Finance Committee will be chaired by Justin Duran. Additional members, Bill Hare, Greg Stankiewicz, and Connie Witter. Personnel will be chaired by Connie Witter, with additional members, Patrick Sullivan, Debbie Bronfeld, and I believe one more. On personnel? We'll come back to that. Policy will be chaired by it's Betsy Baglio, right, on personnel, as the fourth member of personnel. Policy will be chaired jointly by Betsy Baglio and Daphne Kendall, with Bill Hare and Greg Stankiewicz as additional members. And Student Achievement will be chaired by Betsy Baglio, with additional members Fern Spruill, Daphne Kendall, and Debbie Bronfeld. And I can give you this list later. Okay, may I have a motion for agenda items B1? Oh, I should use my cheat sheet. Well, I'll wing it. B1 through B14. This is all board organization, board schedule for the upcoming year, and additional kind of administrative matters to start off the year. So may I have a motion? Daphne, and a second? Justin? And this is not a roll call vote? All in favor? Unanimous? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll come to agenda item C, which is public comment. This is the comment period in our board meeting where any member of the public with any issue that they would like to raise or address, now is your time to do so. We'll give you a minute to get up your courage. And if not, then we'll close public comments. And now may I have a motion?
I just have a few business
Okay.
activities for the board. The board members, I have a form that you need to sign to show that we went through the Code of Ethics. I need the new board members to sign their oath of office, and then I sign it, and then I will collect those. We have to keep them on record, and I have some stuff for the new board president.
Okay.
And now.
Before we have a motion for adjourn, I just want to make sure that we welcome all of the new people. We're happy to see family members in the audience tonight. And welcome back all the board members who have been with us for a while. For the new folks, as you'll learn, this, is a very fun experience. We're hoping to have fun this year. We have a lot of challenges ahead of us in the next year. But this is such a talented group of people with such passion for public education and for kids. So we're really looking forward to the year ahead. And just to start off, maybe this happens at the end sometimes, but I just want to thank all of you for everything that you've done and for volunteering and for going through the process of running for election, which is tough. It's a hard thing to do. It takes a lot of courage. And we're looking forward to working with all of you. So thank you, and looking forward to an enjoyable year. With that, may we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I have one last comment.
One other comment.
So very chatty this evening.
Yeah.
January is New Jersey School Board Recognition Month. So, New Jersey local boards of education play an essential role in their students' lives. They oversee 581 school districts, which run in turn, operate 2,500 public schools, and provide educational service to nearly 1.4 million children. They set the policies for the schools and make important decisions affecting curriculum financing and staffing. There are 5,000 local school board members, 9 seated here, or 8, I'm sorry, and Betsy. School board members who devote countless hours with no compensation to the oversight and advancement of our children's education. Happy Board of Education Month.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
now I'm done.
speaking of service, one other thing that I just remembered, this meeting's never going to end, but I think it's today, is it? Is it today or this month for you?
Today.
Today
Start
is
of.
Stephanie Kennedy's 20th anniversary.
Start of the 20th year.
Okay, so
Yeah.
start of 20 years serving the school as one of the most competent business administrators in the state. So just wanted to congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
And when the 20th year is over, hopefully we'll do it all again, right? So now may we have a motion to adjourn? Okay, and a second? Justin, and we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. All in favor? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.